Hi, I'm Ramon.
Hi, I'm Ram.
And today we're talking about body transformation.
Am I? I don't know yet.
We know that there's a lot of pressure on young people on social media and in magazines to get fit fast, to have the perfect toned body. And of course, having exercise can be very healthy, both mentally and physically. But when there's too much pressure to really go too far, it can have quite negative consequences.
I think especially nowadays, social media is massive. Sometimes it can be good and also sometimes it can be bad as well. Especially if you go on like Instagram and you have like loads of filters. And nowadays even people use Photoshop as well. So that's how crazy like the whole social media thing is.
So although it's great to be fit and healthy, and as you said, there can be many positive sides to it, sometimes when the pressure becomes so high, sometimes people would work out too much or feel too much pressure to work out all the time.
I mean, if you're obsessive about anything in life, it's not good. So it's important to have like balance with everything.
And when that balance is gone, would you also experience some stress around that, about trying to balance basically too many things at once?
Yeah, I think you put more pressure on yourself as well. You're thinking that, oh, I'm not, for example, getting a bigger bicep, like I need to do something. You need to really just balance everything, if it's like your work, your relationships, your schoolwork, for example, and your gym and your diet. So there's no point like just being obsessive with one thing and then everything else just falls back. It's a big one to just have like a healthy relationship with the gym and not just be super obsessive.
What about when you're looking around, when you're in a gym or even not in a gym? It would be very easy to compare yourself to others, the progress they're making or maybe the progress they've already made. You
need to just say, look, I'm in this for myself. I don't care how he looks or she looks. I do this because I want to better myself.
That can lead in some situations to people feeling like they're never buff enough, they're never toned enough, and that can really cause a lot of anxiety, a lot of unhappiness about the way they feel about their own body, as well as exercising too much and actually physically damaging their body.
Yeah, so like the body is made up of like so many different muscles, and it'll come to a point where they will look at themselves in the mirror and say, okay, you know, this muscle in this certain spot isn't big enough. But it'll come to a point where it just gets super obsessive. Then it'll come to a point when your shoulders, maybe for example, have improved, you'll move on to the next muscle, and it just becomes like an endless, it's just like an endless thing which is just never ending.
What you've just described can be a form of body dysmorphia. That's called bigorexia. And yes, that's definitely something that there is support for it, and it is a real thing.
You can even speak to like a doctor, for example, and go, look, again, this is the situation I'm in. Can I have like some information or even some advice for me to get better? Or you can even speak to Childline and they will give you a lot of support as well.
Okay, Ram, thank you very much for coming, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.